Welcome back. In this lecture, I'm going to show you what is a rating, how does it work, and what does it tell us. Now, if you see this link here, you can either open it up on your computer or just follow along what I'm going to say throughout this lecture. Now, if we click on this link, this is going to bring up a table which is called bond rating definitions. As you can see here, we have three names. Those three names are actually the names of the agencies in charge of giving or assigning ratings to company. But what is a rating? Well, remember when you went to school? When you went to school, most probably you had actually an average grade for the semester. And this average grade would tell how reliable you were in the class. For example, professors knew that if you had an A+ grade, it means that you would have been able to answer to most of the questions in class. The same thing applies to a company. We want to assign them a rating, therefore a grade, to know how safe they are. Therefore, the rating is not telling us anything about how good is an investment when it comes to returns. It's just telling us how safe is an investment. As you can see, those agencies use more or less the same system of rating. They actually use different names to mean the same thing. For example, if we look at the first column, Moody's to mean a prime investment, therefore a very safe investment uses the AAA, and the same is for actually S&P and Fitch in the long term, but then they use different names in the short term. As you can see, a prime investment is actually an investment in which we have extremely strong capacity to meet the financial commitments from the obligor or the company which borrowed money from us, for example. After the first row, we have actually other three rows in which we have a high grade investment. It means that the company in which we are investing in is very safe, or it has very strong capacity to meet its financial commitments. So the difference between the first row and the other three rows here is a very small one. But when is that the investment becomes to be not safe? Well, as you can see, the investment is less safe, or actually is more speculative when we go below the Baa3, the BBB minus, and the BBB minus here, and it becomes after that a high yield or junk investment or junk bond. In other words, the reason why you see high yield and junk, it means that in moment in which an investment becomes less safe, we want to have a higher return. We want to ask for a high yield. We want to ask for a higher interest on this investment just because we're risking our money. It means that it's actually a speculative investment. Therefore, if we're going to borrow money, in this case to those companies or to those governments, we want to ask for a higher yield, a higher return. And that's the way it works. And for example, the way you can actually know the difference between safe investment and not safe, the main difference is between prime, and then below that we have actually the not prime investment. So all the ones that are not safe until we go to the point in which a company goes in default. As you can see here, the D, it means that actually the obligor has failed to pay one or more of its financial obligations. And that's it for now.